RMJ Movie Reviews back again, everybody. And I'm coming. This is an on-the-fly review. You guys know I always do my on-the-fly movie reviews from the car. I'm going to review the new corrupt cop thriller 999, starring Casey Affleck, Chewy Floor. I'm sorry if I screwed his name up. You guys know who I'm talking about. The great Clifton Powell Jr., Anthony Mackie, Woody Harrelson, and Kate Winston from Titanic fame. All-star cast from top to bottom here. The guy who's in The Walking Dead was also in Blade 2, which everybody forgets. Basically, 999 tells the story of a corrupt group of police officers slash bank robbers who are rolling around in bed with the Jewish Russian mafia, mafia, and basically they get blackmailed into robbing some banks for some spooky big motive that the Russian mafia has, which I kind of sort of got and I kind of sort of didn't get, but I'll get to that. What did I think of 999? It was okay. I mostly liked it. I would gear more towards I liked it. The issue I kind of had with the film is, and as far as, I hear a lot of people kind of talking about Sicario and talking about Heat, giving those kind of comparisons. Only way I would really compare it to Heat is the fact that we've got people that rob banks and there's cops who are trying to find out who are doing it. And as far as comparing it to Sicario, definitely in terms of just the atmosphere and just the icky, gooky feeling that you get, definitely it's on top of Sicario. Sicario didn't really so much make you feel icky and nasty. Sicario was just more heavy, suspenseful environment. But this film definitely kind of stretches back to kind of the horror films of like Tobe Hooper, like The Fun House or Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, where it's just like when it's over, you're just like, I need to bathe myself in holy water and rubbing alcohol because I feel just nasty. The film takes place in Atlanta, and let me tell you, I know Atlanta has its rough parts, but I will agree. I've heard some other internet reviewers on YouTube and stuff. I mean, they pretty much do make Atlanta just look like a horror show. I mean, you got Michael K. Williams, who was in Brooklyn's Finest, and I think that was The Wire he was on. He was on The Wire, and he plays a gay cross-dressing madam. And I didn't even realize it was him until I really looked, and I was like, oh my God. I give that man, that's a brave actor right there for you. Cause he actually plays the character very well. But this really, if anything, I give the movie top-notch points for just the environment, because the atmosphere is just, it was not suspenseful like Sicario, but it is just, you just really feel icky. It feels like just, it just feels gross. You know what I mean? Which is what it should feel like. It should, because sometimes I feel like these corrupt cop movies, I think really the person who set off this whole new trend of dirty cop movies was Antoine Fuqua. Because when he did Training Day and he shot like in neighborhoods that were owned by the Bloods in California, that was what set off this whole thing of this hyper like shooting in real rough environments, and pretty much everybody has been copying him ever since, which Dark Blue, Street Kings, Brooklyn's Finest. Well, Antoine Fuqua directed Brooklyn's Finest, but pretty much ever since Training Day, everybody's kind of been trying to mock that shoot in real dirty hood environments and put the reality on film. So it really definitely gives points for that. I think where the movie lost me was and I'm also quoting another YouTube review. They kind of harken back to True Detective Season 2, which, you guys, I got a review for True Detective Season 2 on my channel. I like True Detective Season 2, but that's only because I like the actors in it. But upon rewatching it again, I do agree that it's digressing, that it's heavily convoluted and honestly doesn't make much sense. 999 is not obviously as convoluted because that's 8 hours of television. This is a 2-hour movie, but still, there definitely were aspects where I was kind of like, okay, this person knows him, and that person was a cop, but now he's a dope fiend, and he got kicked out, and it was. I did have moments where and then on top of that too, I got off work this morning at 7 a.m. I was working third shift, so I kind of dozed off maybe a little bit, but I don't think I missed major clues. But I will agree with those other YouTubers that the plot, for me, I thought got kind of convoluted and got kind of silly. And another thing I agree with, what another YouTuber said it, so I'm not passing this off as my own, but I will say that kind of some of the actors did kind of try to look a little bit too kind of bad, so there's a little bit of kind of the bad guy twirling mustache kind of stuff going on. Batman, Jack Nicholson kind of overacting a little bit, swinging your dick kind of acting. There's a little bit of that going on here. But I will say for me, I was with Casey Affleck all the way in this film. Woody Harrelson, I'm always with him. Anthony Mackie, I'm always with him too. He's always capable. Chewy Latifur, I always liked him as an actor. Kind of one of his performances, the only performance that I ever thought was really stiff was kind of Four Brothers in that film. Don't anybody beat me up. That's just my opinion of that particular performance. But that was just a goofball, fun movie. Kate Winston, I think she looks good here. Her accent didn't bother me. I've heard other YouTubers complain about it, but it didn't bother me. I thought it was okay. Really, just my biggest issue was just kind of, let's, kind of take out all. It's just the story got too convoluted for my taste. I would have liked it to be a little bit more simplified because I just lost track. And then Chewy Latifur, I mean, he was with Kate Winslet's sister, but at one point in the movie, his son says "mommy," and I was just like, "What the hell is going on?" And it kind of lost me a little bit. But the points for the atmosphere, and I will say, the opening bank heist, I thought was good. I liked the minivan going on the freeway and the the little colored bombs that go off in the money from the banks. I thought that was cool how it was coming out the car. I really liked that scene. And I really did like where they track down this one guy in the projects. And that's what I really like about these corrupt cop movies, is how when they get police consultants on the movie and they really get them to technically get how cops enter these type of situations with gunfire. I really like that scene. That was a cool scene. And especially the way, and you all who've seen the film know what I'm talking about, but the way it ends when Anthony Mackie is in a struggle with one guy, and I'm not going to give it away, but Casey Affleck is kind of watching this struggle, and it ends how it ends. But that was a really good moment. Matter of fact, the theater that we saw it in, kind of everybody, when that moment, everybody was like, ooh, that was a really good one. I love that kind of reaction. So, and I will agree with other reviewers that have said kind of really the third act didn't do it for me. You know what I mean? Because really, in most of these movies, and I get, and I kind of digressing kind of problems I have with Sicario, where you build up this suspense, but there's no payoff, and then you hear all these reviews that go, oh well, it's not an action film, and I get that because I know Sicario's not an action film. I know exactly what it is, but I still feel that regardless, Steven Spielberg uses the glitches, James Cameron uses the glitches. They just know how to do the glitches well. And it's like when you don't put a popular director's name on it, you use the glitches. They go, oh, well, it's an action ending. It's an action. That's what we're paying for. You're giving us the same thing, but you're doing it well, or you're doing it in an exciting way. There has to be a payoff. Because if you build and then you build and then you build it, and then I don't get nothing of it, I mean, that's like, if you go to the strip club and then the stripper comes out and she starts to unbutton her blouse and then she just buttons it back up and goes, okay, show's over. Like, what? Are you kidding me? No tit? So, I'm saying it's that same thing. There's got to be a payoff. I got to get something, And, so there's like one moment where there's two people in the movie who are part of the big thing and they get it. And it was kind of like, somebody got their dessert. And I was kind of like, what? That's it? And then another person got that dessert, and I was like, seriously? And then the movie ended, and I was like, what? You know, so that's like, even like, okay, I give you an example. Like in Jaws, right? Like most of the movie, you don't see Jaws, okay? And then you start seeing little bits and pieces of Jaws towards the end. And then when Roy Scheider is on top of the boat, and he throws the tank in his mouth, and he goes, smile, you son of a bitch. And then, boom, Jaws blows up. And then, you know, Roy Scheider goes, yay! That's the moment where everybody goes, yay, in the theater, because the bad guy got it. You don't have to blow up Jaws moment. You just, when the explosion goes off in the movie, it should be like boom, boom, boom. That's what one thing I will give, digressing, I will give Michael Bay, is he does it too much. He doesn't pace his films right. But like when he has that moment and something blows up, it blows up. You know, and I think even if you give me one damn explosion, it needs to blow up big. You know, so you know, those are kind of my issues with it. I felt it was just, it got a little convoluted, and I felt the payoff wasn't as good as what was building up. Because when you invest all this time in these characters, you know, and the switching in the back and the forth, and I'm investing and following, you know, you get disappointed when it just kind of just ends abruptly, you know. But overall, I'd recommend the film to people who are fans of kind of these really seedy cop films, you know. Like I said, if you're fans of The French Connection, if you're fans of Q&A, if you're fans of Internal Affairs, Brooklyn's Finest, Training Day, Dark Blue, Street Kings, Rampant, which I'm not a fan of that film, but any one of these corrupt cop kind of movies, if you're Dirty with Clifton Collins Jr. and Cuba Gooding Jr. I don't know if anybody ever saw that one. I did. I saw it once and never saw it again. But, you know, if you're kind of fans of those kind of films, I would definitely say check out 999. I don't know if they still have dollar movies anymore, or discount matinees, but if there are some in anybody's town, check it out at the discount matinee. You know what I mean? Or at Netflix and Redbox when it comes out probably in another month or two. But I would definitely say 999 is not in the pantheon of, you know, French Connection, Q&A, The Departed, the really, really, really Internal Affairs, the really good corrupt cop films that we've had of the past, you know, 35 or 40 plus years. Definitely 999 more falls into Dirty with Cuba Gooding Jr., Street Kings, and Dark Blue with Kurt Russell. It kind of more falls into that kind of category of corrupt cop films. The ones that are where it's kind of like they're seedy, and you just enjoy them because of their seediness, but not even so much because they're really great. You know what I mean? So it kind of really more falls into that category of corrupt cop movies. So I recommend it if you guys like really seedy, down and dirty, icky, dirty, filthy, corrupt cop movies, then I recommend 999. If that does not sound like that's up your alley, then stay away. Stay away. Because it was funny because we went to go see it, and you know, I had, you know, my lady friend was with me, and you know, I'm like, there's a lot of us guys who had dates. And, you know, it was a part of me that at one point I started to feel a little bad. I kind of was like, wow, you know, I took a chick to go see this. Am I a bad guy? Thumbs up the video. Subscribe to the channel. Share the video. And leave comments down below about 999. And also, too, guys, check out my old video catalog. I got some old school action films in there, new films. I got some old horror films in there, new horror films. Some Black History Month movie reviews. Check them out. I'm about to wrap this up because I think there's like one more day left in the month, I think, if I'm right. I'm going to wrap this up with Boomerang from Eddie Murphy, Dead Presidents from the Hughes Brothers, and I think I'm going to squeeze in one more Black History Month review if I can. That one's going to be a surprise because I don't know what it's going to be yet. But RMJ Movie Reviews, tune back in. I will see you guys very soon.